The emails and texts
in exchange for the South's immediate surrender.
In exchange for what?
Kidnapping a hostage in exchange for code.
Accompany us as unpaid interns in exchange for school credit.
In exchange for a cheap
and food. To ransom our future in exchange for our freedom.
Give us money. Get us passports in exchange for all this shit. And Andy's.
In exchange for the loans, he had to give up 6 of the 9 seats on the board.
I don't get it.
Hand over the forensic imaging of the emails and texts in exchange for...
What could they possibly offer me to do that?
We bring the delegates to Washington. In exchange for the South's immediate surrender, we could promise them the amendment's defeat.
But right now, I need your help.
In exchange for what?
You said you'd do anything for your crew.
Something doesn't add up. Kidnapping a hostage in exchange for code.
What they need is code and leverage.
7 marine science students from the University of North Alaska to accompany us as unpaid interns in exchange for school credit. October 12th.
In exchange for a cheap pocket watch from Sears Roebuck, they both showed them.
What choice do we have but to barter our birthright for blankets and food? To ransom our future in exchange for our freedom? You call that a fair trade?
He'll give us money. Get us passports in exchange for all this shit. And Andy's car.
Level players and No Limits is projecting 5. But in exchange for the loans, he had to give up 6 of the 9 seats on the board. So he doesn't control his own company. And a couple of the guys he brought in aren't...
I accepted a bribe in exchange for an appointment to a seat on the United States Circuit Court.
Out of this, I'll go to Ashtoncroft, offer him the diamonds in exchange for our freedom and our silence. He'll accept the deal. His terror of publicity.
You'd like to be in your corner on that. In exchange for what? I mean, you want me to do something unethical? I mean, no disrespect to the both of you.
I brokered a trade with the Chinese government, using Hadley in exchange for a U.S. diplomat convicted of espionage.
I'll fix that roof in exchange for 3 jars of your spice peaches.
Someone you know is not a spy, who's no threat to you, and in exchange for this person who is worthless to you, you play an equal...
One of the monks probably gave it to that peasant girl in exchange for her favors.
Girl? Well, what?
I killed for them. And in exchange for my soul, they were going to cure me.
We meet the widow in 20 minutes. She's gonna take us to a courier who'll hand over our missing plutonium in exchange for Solomon Lane, or in our scenario.
Between colleagues.
Especially between colleagues.
In exchange for your information, I shall arrange for the release from prison of 3 French...
In exchange for my generosity, the insurgents will abandon the Serapeum.
You know how those Britishers are about their tea. Well, it's my understanding that he proposed to give us water in exchange for food.
That's right. We didn't know how many men you had. We thought you only had about 30.
Your $1 million in cash. But you will have to do me a favor you can't refuse.
Tell me... The Geneva Freedom Front would need to revive itself.
But in exchange for what? You must understand, the RFF...
Brought to us here.
Excellent, sir, excellent. Then in exchange for the 10,000 in Wilma, you'll give us the Falcon and an hour tour of Greece.
Now, let's... You stay here and go back to Illinois, or I can get you out of here right now in exchange for half of that money. Now, what's it gonna be, Winter?
Our very own politicians will steal our resources and give them away for small dollar in exchange for private payoffs. They are spit on the Constitution. They are...
All the cash coming in, make it look legitimate, in exchange for just giving a percentage off the top. Maybe as much as $1 million commission.
Exactly what she deserved. Now, have I or anyone else promised you anything in exchange for your testimony today?
Nope. Just the right thing to...
You stopped those angels from getting to that church in exchange for you helping me with my campaign.
How do you know about that? The angels?
It's obviously very valuable to you, so you can have it in exchange for what I need. A Babylon candle?
And safe passage to the wall. Babylon.
Peace, Santiago, U.S. Marine Corps. P.S. In exchange for my transfer off the base, I'm willing to provide you with information about
illegal fence line shooting that occurred
In Ray's backyard.
We want to give it back to you in exchange for Amanda McCready. The two police outside are the only other people who know.
And offered the key to Sheba in exchange for her becoming his wife. Actually trying to
But isn't it true that a lot of the large contractors, like Haddon Industries, are actually making those contributions in exchange for technology rights? Different nations are being compensated in different ways.
In exchange for her soul, then.
That was really close.
In exchange for your cleaning services, I could offer you an experimental drug. Interested?
USA Today wants to know if you put Burkett in touch with the Kerry campaign in exchange for documents.
No, not now. We don't know what kind of a thing they're going to
In exchange for food, they have a stockpile. We're in a state of war.
Yeah, and we started.
A great deal of current. Tesla electrified the whole town in exchange for using the generators when we need them. We do our tests when
The Draconians have promised to keep our supply lines open in return for landing privileges here on Earth.
I'd like to see my ship. Is that possible?
Or from someone who said that in exchange for immunity for the two of you and a reduced sentence for Carmine Poole.
Some guns, liquor. You don't buy, you sell. You sell lead in exchange for gold. You will get rich here, or you'll be killed.
A full pardon for any person and their family in exchange for any information about the assassins, even if they did not come forward before.
To Theodore Ellison Forrester, in exchange for considerations of value received. Are you agreeable to this waiver?
Please, why can't we?
Please, I'll confirm whatever Jesse Whalen has given you in exchange for protection. Do we have a deal?
Rita agreed to participate in this experiment in exchange for dropping of certain criminal charges and a small fee. We did, however, have to come to an arrangement with her pimp.
Because the president was able to negotiate a deal to forgive all Latin American debt in exchange for opening the border. Now, multitudes of American families are feeling...
You gave up your claims to the house and to your accounts with Cody in exchange for a deposition. Now,
you keep me on the payroll as an outside consultant. And in exchange for my salary, my job will be never to tell people these things.
Total financial security in exchange for 6 months of meals. So you got yourself a pretty good deal, Mr. Church.
Well, why don't I just cancel the whole debt in exchange for a small favor?
They protect you. In exchange for what?
You just let me worry about that. Consider it done. In exchange for our efforts, we need you to increase your deposits. I will have Mr. Howard set up a meeting with our Euro.
I'll give you a chance for y'all to lay down your firearms in exchange for preferential, bordering on gentle, possibly even lover-like treatment.
Disappearing was part of it.
Why?
In exchange for the money, I agreed to do things only a dead man could get away with. Okay, we gotta keep moving.
What?
Let's go.
Jeremy Chalker? He lets me stay here in exchange for shooting coyotes?
It was a phony. He's gonna destroy him. So, in exchange for letting him alone, he gives me a profit percentage. I'll be rich, Jack. You'll be...
Zero Mustafa had traded a great and important fortune in exchange for one costly, unprofitable, doomed hotel. Why? Was it me?
Heavens no. I run out of favor with the Grand Master, and in exchange for codes and access to a ship, I'm asking for safe passage through the anus.
Let me guess. And in exchange for the money, I don't come around to your office anymore?